Joke time!
A married man was having an affair with his secretary. One day, after a passionate afternoon, they fell asleep at her place and woke up around 10 p.m. As he quickly got dressed, he asked her to take his shoes outside and rub them through the grass and dirt. Confused, she did it anyway. He slipped them on and headed home. When he walked in, his wife immediately asked, "Where have you been?" The man replied, "I can't lie to you, darling. I've been having an affair with my secretary. I fell asleep in her bed and just woke up." The wife looked at his shoes, then shouted, "You liar! You've been playing golf."
A couple had been married for 40 years, and he managed all of the money. He told his wife that he did not ever want her to look inside the safe. One day, when he was away, her curiosity got the best of her, and she looked into the safe and found $10,000 and 3 eggs. When her husband returned home, she told him what she had done. He said, "I told you never to look inside the safe." She answered, "Too bad. I did. But I don't understand what the 3 eggs are doing in the safe." The husband said, "Well, to be perfectly honest, I put an egg in the safe every time I have an affair with another woman." The wife said, "I am not pleased about that, but then again, I suppose 3 times in 40 years is not all that bad." The man answered, "I should also tell you that when I get a dozen eggs, I sell them. And that is where the money comes from."
Guy walks into a bar with his dog and says, "I'll have a scotch and water, and my dog would like a whiskey sour." The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't allow animals in here." The dog replies, "Hey, I'm tired of being discriminated against. Just give me a drink." The bartender says, "Oh no, not another ventriloquist with the old talking dog trick. Both of you, get out of here." No, this isn't a trick, I promise you," says the man. "I tell you what, I'll go for a walk around the block, and you talk to Rover here." The man leaves, and the bartender sees him turn the corner. "Now, can I have my drink?" says the dog. The bartender is amazed. "Sure you can, and it's on the house. Listen, can you do me a favor? My wife works next door at the cafe. It'll make her day if you go in and order a cup of coffee. Here's $10 and you can keep the change afterwards." "Okay," says the dog, and he takes the $10 and leaves. 10 minutes go by, and the dog doesn't come back. The owner returns and asks where is the dog. So both of them go off to see what happened to the dog. As they approach the cafe, they see Rover going at it hot and heavy with a French poodle in the alley between the bar and cafe. The owner shouts, "Rover, what are you doing? You've never done this before." The dog shrugged. "Hell, I've never had any money before."
A wife was frying some eggs one morning when suddenly her husband burst into the kitchen. He shouted, "Careful, careful! Put some more butter in! Oh my God, you're cooking too many at once! Too many! Turn them! Turn them now! We need more butter! They're going to stick! Careful! I said be careful! You never listen to me when you're cooking! Never! Turn them! Hurry up! Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Don't forget to salt them! You know you always forget! Use the salt! The salt! The salt!" The wife stared at him in amazement. "What is wrong with you? I know how to fry a couple of eggs." The husband calmly replied, "I just wanted to show you what it feels like when I'm driving."
An elderly Joe was a housekeeper who had this habit of drinking from his boss' wine bottle and replacing it with water. The boss Sam did suspect him but tolerated it for a while, but when this became a daily routine, Sam decided to do something to track Joe. So he shouted, "Joe!" Joe answered from the kitchen, "Yes, boss." "Sam, who drank my wine and added water in the bottle?" There was no answer from the kitchen. The boss repeated the question, still no answer. The angry boss marched to the kitchen and threatened Joe, "What the hell is going on? When I call your name, you respond with 'yes, boss,' but when I ask you a question, you remain silent. What is this?" Joe said, "It is like this. In the kitchen, you can hear only your name being called. You don't hear anything else that is said, I swear." "Sam, how is that possible?" "All right, I will prove you wrong. You stay right here in the hall with madam. I will go to the kitchen and you ask me a question." So the boss went to the kitchen. Joe shouted, "Boss!" "Boss, yes, Joe?" "Joe, who got the maid pregnant?" No reply. He asked again, once again, silence. Sam came running from the kitchen and said, "You are right, Joe. When one is in kitchen, one can't hear anything but one's name. That's bloody strange." A hunter had been out hunting bear all day when he came across a fast-flowing river. The water was nice and cool, so he set his rifle down and began to splash water on his face to cool down from the many hours of hunting. The hunter looked up. Just a monster grizzly bear was charging at him full speed, roaring like a freight train. Then about 20 yards out, the hunter dropped to his knees and began to pray. "Dear Lord, let this bear become a Christian." At that moment, the grizzly bear stopped dead in his tracks, stood straight up on his hind legs, raised his paws to the heavens and said, "Dear Lord, thank you for this food I'm about to eat." A woman at a diet club was lamenting the fact that she had put on weight. "I made my family's favorite cake over the weekend," she told the group, "and they ate half of it at dinner. The next day, I kept staring at the other half until I finally weakened and cut myself a thin slice. Well, I'm ashamed to say that once I got the taste, there was no stopping me. One slice led to another, and soon the whole cake was gone. I was totally dismayed by my lack of willpower, and I knew that my husband would be bitterly disappointed in me." "What did he say when he found out?" asked the group leader gently. "Oh, he never found out," said the woman. "I made another cake and ate half." A woman goes to buy a parrot and notices the prices are $100, $200, and $15. Curious, she asks why the last one is so cheap. The shopkeeper replies, "That one used to live in a brothel." Amused, she decides to buy it for $15. When she brings the parrot home, it immediately says, "Well, I'll be damned, a new brothel." The woman can't help but laugh. Later, when her daughters arrive home, the parrot chirps, "Well, look at that, 2 new ladies of the night." The girls burst into laughter too. But when the dad walks in, the parrot exclaims, "Well, I'll be damned, Pete, long time no see." A first-grade teacher, Miss Brooks, was having trouble with one of her students. The teacher asked, "Mike, what's your problem?" Mike answered, "I'm too smart for the first grade. My sister is in the 3rd grade and I'm smarter than she is. I think I should be in the 3rd grade too." Miss Brooks had enough. She took Mike to the principal's office. While Mike waited in the outer office, the teacher explained to the principal what the situation was. The principal told Miss Brooks he would give the boy a test. If he failed to answer any of his questions, he was to go back to the 1st grade and behave. She agreed. Mike was brought in and the conditions were explained to him, and he agreed to take the test. Principal, what is 3 times 3? Mike, 9. Principal, what is 6 times 6? Mike, 36. And so it went with every question the principal thought a 3rd grader should know. The principal looks at Miss Brooks and tells her, "I think Mike can go to the 3rd grade." Miss Brooks says to the principal, "Let me ask him some questions." The principal and Mike both agreed. Miss Brooks asks, "What does a cow have 4 of that I have only 2 of?" Mike, after a moment, "Legs." Miss Brooks, "What is in your pants that you have but I do not have?" The principal wondered why would she ask such a question. Mike replied, "Pockets." Miss Brooks, What does a dog do that a man steps into? Mike. Pants. The principal sat forward with his mouth hanging open. Miss Brooks. What goes in hard and pink, then comes out soft and sticky? The principal's eyes opened really wide. And before he could stop the answer, Mike replied, bubble gum. Miss Brooks. What does a man do standing up? A woman does sitting down, and a dog does on 3 legs. Mike. Shake hands. The principal was trembling. Miss Brooks. What word starts with an F and ends in K? That means a lot of heat and excitement. Mike. Fire truck. The principal breathed a sigh of relief and told the teacher, put Mike in the 5th grade. I got the last 6 questions.
The mother wakes up her son 'cause it's time to go to school.
Mom. Time to wake up and go to school. Son. No, I don't want to go to school today. Mom. But you have to go to school. Son. But I don't want to go to school. Mom. Give me 3 good reasons why you should stay home, and I will give you 3 reasons why you need to go to school. Son. Well, all the students hate me, and all the teachers hate me, and I just don't want to go to school. Mom. Well, I have a lot to do today, and I can't take care of you today. 2, you are over 40 years old, and 3, you are the principal.